my name is Catherine, and today I'm going to be going over the Josh Duggar trial, which starts today, November 30th. So, if you do not know anything about Josh Duggar, I don't know why you're on this video, but I will just give a little preface and then we can start talking about what we know about the trial so far. So, Josh Duggar was the oldest of 19 children, and he was on a show called 19 Kids and Counting, and he lived in Northwest Arkansas with his parents, Jim Bob and Michelle. So growing up, they did have a very conservative lifestyle, and they were, the women were only allowed to wear long skirts and be very conservative, and then the boys were very hands-on with construction or help their dad around the car park. So growing up, we had 19 Kids and Counting. I watched it growing up and I really did like the family. I thought, you know, they had their quirks, but they were an interesting and sweet family, and the girls especially were just so sweet. It did come out that Josh Duggar had been on a dating site called Madison, which is a dating site for married people. And it also came out that Josh Duggar had molested his younger siblings when he was underage. So he wasn't an adult, he was a teenager or 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. He had done this and he had told his parents about it. So this brings us all the way into 2019, where he had pretty much flown under the radar. There was a new show called Counting On, but that was mainly for the young women that were in the Duggar family. There were some of the young women on that show were some of the ones that were Josh's victims as children, but Josh pretty much stayed off the show and stayed under the radar. In 2019, he was investigated by Homeland Security because there was evidence that there was illegal activity going on his IP address, and there was CP being watched on his computer. In April of 2021, Homeland Security did arrest Josh Duggar, and they confiscated his computer, and they found that he had kind of made two sections of his computer. So there was one part where his wife was able to see everything that he was doing, and then the other section was where he was watching illegal activity. So he was arrested and immediately brought to court, where he was charged with 2 counts of receiving and watching CP. The person that did find this information and find what he was watching said it was some of the worst things that he's ever seen. Now that brings us to today, where he has his trial to see if he will be found guilty for these charges. Josh Duggar did plead not guilty, so he is coming in with his defense team. It is being said that the trial could last up to a few days or into next week. Hopefully, the sooner the better. If Josh Duggar is found guilty, he faces up to 20 years in prison. So today, November 30th, the jury is being selected for the hearing, and there was a pre-hearing where Jim Bob did come to the stand, and there was also a family friend that came to the stand as prosecution, wanted to use her as a witness. Prosecution and the defense team are fighting over if the evidence that was brought in could be used in the trial, and the evidence is what I talked about previously, that Josh Duggar molested his younger sisters. They could not agree on whether or not that could be used as part of the trial. The prosecution does want to use the allegations of the molestations against Josh Duggar, but the defense team says that it was under religious discretion, and that they should not be used because of the privacy involved if you're talking to a clergy person in the church. They did bring a witness with the last name Holt, and she was a family friend that was counseling the Duggar parents, Jim Bob and Michelle, during the time when Josh Duggar was found to be touching his younger sisters. The parents were looking for advice and prayers, and the Holt family did help, just counsel the parents and help make sure that they knew what was the best option to proceed. Women of the Holt family did say that women are not normally used within religious conversations. So this was more just a conversation between parents as friends and not a religious conversation. So she is trying to use this evidence, saying he does have previous history of being interested in young women, and that's why the prosecution really wants this person to be used as evidence. Jim Bob did also take the stand. Just to clarify, on his side, he believes that it was a church conversation and that it should be protected as such, so it's not used in the trial, and the judge is still determining whether or not it can be used during the trial. Anna Duggar did attend the court appearance this morning for the starting of the trial. I do see that she will probably be attending all of the days. This is not a surprise. Anna has been his backup partner since the beginning. She really has not given him any sort of responsibility for his actions. She kind of just holds him as a husband and says, we're a married couple, we'll get through this. So today, November 30th, we really don't have that much information about how the trial is going. I am super excited to, see as much information that does come in. There are not cameras or videos allowed during the hearings and the trial, so we're not really able to see exactly what's going on, but it does sound like it's going to be a pretty short trial, and I'm hoping that evidence is enough to get him convicted. If you do have any more information to share, please share that in the comments. Like I said, I did watch 19 Kids and Counting. I really did love the family until this came to light, and once the second TV shows Counting On started, I just felt like they were kind of exploiting the sisters and that they should have time to heal. So I didn't think it was the best thing to start that. So I'm hoping after the trial is finished, the sisters can heal, the family can heal. I did see that Amy, who was a cousin, is pretty much saying she wants justice served. I've always loved Amy. So I'm just hoping that the sisters and everyone involved gets the justice that is deserved. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.